So, as we all know, Apple likes to release their new iPhones every year at September. And if you look at what happened last year, they hosted this giant event. We will be calling that event the 2018 September event for easy reference. If you're watching in the future, well, this might be outdated. So, why are you watching? Just keep watching, okay? And basically every September, they're just going to release the new iPhones, right? No, that's not what they do. And in the 2018 September event, the first thing they announced was the Apple Watch Series 4, which coincidentally, I have right here. And in my opinion, it is a pretty good deal, although it does cost $400 in the United States of America. And that watch was a super cycle, and we'll be talking more about that later. Now, of course, I think this is enough introduction. Let's get straight into the video then. So of course, you know what this video is about, so it's no surprise. You read the title. It's about me trying to predict what's going to happen in the 2019 September event, which they're gonna release their new iPhones before it happens. So it might be a catastrophic failure. But if I'm lucky enough, and my predictions and my analyzing skills are good enough, we will be able to know what Apple is going to do ahead of time. Of course, they're going to release the iPhone 11 and 11 Max, as well as the 11R, because that's what they do. And like its 2018 predecessors, the iPhone 11 and 11 Max should probably cost $1,000 or more, and the iPhone 11R should cost $749, if I'm not wrong and they don't decide to raise the price again. But this year's phones are different than the last year's, aside from the camera lens shown right here, or the new colors for the 11R, or even the chipset. The iPhone 11 and 11 Max will have slightly slimmer bezels, and all three of the phones will likely have a slightly better battery life. And since the Apple Watch that they released last year, the Apple Watch Series 4, was a super cycle, they might not actually release an Apple Watch Series 5 this year. Here, listen out. Because the Apple Watch Series 4 sold so well, everyone has one, right? Well, I have actually never seen anyone else but me wear that. It sold really well according to all of the data on the internet. Just probably not where I'm living. Most people who wanted a new Apple Watch probably already got one. And the Apple Watch Series 5 can't have that much of a new feature. There wasn't a new patent by Apple about a new and better screen, or even anything that's remotely exciting. So what I think they might do is that just go on the event and say, hey, because that we love you all, we decided to lower the price of the Apple Watch Series 4 by a little, probably around $100, so you can get that for only $300. Again, if I'm not wrong. But that will be kind of mediocre, right? There has been some leaks and rumors suggesting that Apple might actually announce a 16-inch MacBook Pro alongside a new iPad Pro and maybe even some new AirPods, although the second generation just got released in the beginning of this year. But what might actually be happening is that after the September event, they will host an October event to announce those things. But if we're unlucky enough, they'll just release it all at once in the September event for the sake of saving time and less practicing for the keynotes. So let's talk briefly about the 16-inch MacBook Pro. As we all know, Apple just released its spec-bumped MacBook Pros in May, and I actually bought one. It's right in this case, and if you want to watch the unboxing of it, you can watch it right here. There should be an iCard somewhere on the screen. And of course, I put the skin on it. It's pretty cool. It's pretty good skin. You should buy it too. And just a quick rant here. I don't like how Slick Wraps is not that good. So I suggest you buying from Dbrand instead. Although Dbrand is a little expensive. Anyways, the 16-inch MacBook Pro would likely feature a scissor mechanism for its keyboards instead of a butterfly mechanism like this one. Here, I'll show you the difference. If you type, this has basically no travel and the keys feel really shallow. Although I actually kind of like it because it allows you to type really, really fast. And here's another MacBook. This was the 2011 MacBook Air, and it features the scissor mechanism keyboard, which I actually do not like as much, but it's also a little less prone to failure as the butterfly switch. The 16-inch MacBook Pro will also most likely get a redesign with slimmer bezels for the screen and maybe a more rounded design instead of the boxy feel of the MacBook Pros right now. There's also some leaks suggesting it's actually a 16-inch MacBook Air, but I think that just defeats the purpose of the MacBook Air, because the Air is supposed to be thin and light and cheap. Does 16-inch suggest thin, light, or cheap? I didn't think so. And the iPad Pros this year might not actually be released because, remember the supercycle thing? Yeah. Last year, the iPad Pro they announced was also a supercycle. And I don't think they can just improve on that because it's already so good. Anyways, they might just decide to toss in an A13X chip inside with 2.4 times faster opening apps or something. I don't know what they can do. They make really good processors though. You can't deny that. But if they don't release the iPad, we'll probably be sad. But wait, there's also one more thing I forgot to say, right? Did I forget about it? No, I didn't. The AirPods 3, yeah, 3rd generation, might be coming out in just 2 months. And you might be thinking, wait, the 3rd generation? Yeah, because when they refreshed the AirPods earlier this year, they didn't actually say it's the 2nd generation. But if you look on the side of the box and stuff, it actually does say the 2nd generation with the H1 chips instead of the W1 chips. Although it's basically the exact same with Bluetooth 5 and all. The AirPods 3rd generation might also feature a redesign with a slightly boxy feel because Apple likes to change things up. Also, it boosts sales for them, in case you didn't know. And also, it might be a Pro version, so that might cost a little more than what you usually pay for AirPods. So if you can't afford them, maybe you can go on eBay or something and look for some used AirPods. You might think, yeah, that's a little disgusting and you don't want that. And I totally get it. But there's a lot of people selling used AirPods. And of course my AirPods aren't in here, but I bought this brand new, and a couple of my friends bought the AirPods first generation, but when the second generation came out, they sold their AirPods and bought the new one. So if you find someone who's willing to sell their AirPods for a good price, you should probably buy them. Oh, and one more thing. Be sure to press the like button if you haven't already. Thank you so much. Okay, this is the end of the video now. And I'm wearing a suit. And it's really hot here, so why not subscribe?